This was also one of the questions that we had, and we were asked to do this particular one. So let's do this one here. Your financial year end is the 31st of December 2019, meaning, let's just change it color quickly. There's it. 2019 is my year end. What happened? I'm told that my salaries and wages amounts to 175,000, right? There's a separate account for employers' contribution of 35,000 Rand. Clear? One employee was omitted, meaning he was left out or she was left out from the salaries journal for December 2019. In other words, they were part and parcel of the staff, but they were omitted, left out of the salaries journal. We now have to process that particular salary. Okay, so what are we going to do? If you look at the information here, right? I'm just trying to find that slide very quickly. Okay. Nevertheless, I'll explain to you as we go along. You are told that there was an amount of 60,500, which was the net salary, which was the net salary. Let's pick up our pen. Let's go there. The net salary, right? Plus my deductions, and that total amounted to 60,500. Clear? Okay, so make a mental note of this here. Net salary plus your deductions will give you your gross salary. I repeat, your net salary plus your deductions will give you your gross salary. So what do? We add it to salaries and wages. There we have the 175,000, add the 60,500 to give me my amount for my income statement, which is 235,500. So once again, your net salary plus deductions will give you your gross salary. Okay. You also had employers' contribution to the amount of 9,800, right? Now, this is where I want you to take note. Sometimes the question will tell you that your employer's contribution forms part of salaries and wages. In other words, in that case, you will not have a standalone entry or a standalone account for employers' contributions, which is part and parcel of salaries. It's included in the salaries and wages. So clearly you can see that the 35,000 would have been part of the 175,000, and when you're doing your adjustment here, you would add the 9,800 to your salaries and wages. In other words, the employer's contribution will form part and parcel of my salaries and wages. It becomes one figure. However, if it is kept separately, then you show it separately. It depends entirely on how the question is phrased in the exams. Okay, so this is the income statement. What do? What do you remember? You remember that you want to add the gross salary to your salaries that have to be processed. So in other words, this person that was left out, the gross salary was an amount of 60,500. Depending on how the information is presented, you have to remember that your net salary plus your deductions will give you your gross salary. Got that? Bring in your employer's contribution. There's your employer's contribution. And here you can see that your employer's contribution was 9,800. Added to the 35,000 will give you a figure of 44,800. Right. And then, obviously, how will it appear in my balance sheet? There's my creditors for salaries. That was the net amount. There's my SARS PAYE, and there's my pension fund. I spoke about this earlier when I said what goes into trade and other payables.